Billy Fitzpatrick, broadcasting in Mayo legend. And Billy, it's a nice crisp evening here in Aghamore for football.
Yeah, the weather has taken a downward trend now, Tom, and it's pretty cold up here. We need a few heaters, I think.
That's it. Hopefully now the heater battle will warm us up now shortly.
Yeah, exactly.
And tonight we have Aghamore, who defeat last time out against Knockmore, and Charlestown, who were unlucky to get a draw from Belmullet thanks to a Ryan O'Donoghue free in the last minute.
Yeah, I suppose Charlestown will feel that was one they left behind, Tom. You know, a home game in this championship is vital, that you get 2 points on the board, and you'd be expecting Charlestown to do that at home. But look at Belmullet, are a good side. I seen them last year in Ballina against Aghamore. I think you were there, Tom. Yeah. Very, very impressive side. I'm very unlucky that they didn't reach a quarter-final last year. So they're a good side. Aghamore had to go to Knockmore, and that was always going to be a hard one for them. County champions, and going into the din of Knockmore was never going to be easy for Aghamore. But they're two good sides. I watched the two of them in the last couple of weeks playing Claremorris in the league. Now, Claremorris beat Charlestown by a point, but it was a great game of football, and they looked very good. Aghamore came to Claremorris and beat Claremorris by 8 or 9 points. Again, look to find, now you're looking at two great footballing sides here, and they play expansive open football, and we'll be looking forward to that now tonight, Tom.
We will indeed. And in the league, Charlestown defeated Aghamore 3-12 to 113, but championship is a different animal. We'll run through the teams for you. First will be Aghamore playing in the white with the red hoops. There's been 3 changes to the Aghamore team this evening from the programme that's selected, so the team will line out as follows. In goal for Aghamore is Dara Hunt. In the full back line, there's one change. Number 17, Conor Kilkenny, comes in for Conal Hessian. At full back, it's Brendan Harrison. And at number 4, it's Niall Freeman. The half back line is Robert Lyons. David Kenny wears 6 and Dan Duffy 7. Middle of the field is James Lyons, the captain, with Sean Oak tie. The half forward line is Conor Hunt. Fergal Boland, who has scored 8 points the last day out. And the change at 12 is number 22, Enda Sweeney, comes in for Liam Lavin. The full forward line will be Conor Byrne, wears 13. Alan Freeman comes in wearing 20 for Ross Egan. And top of the left will be Darren Duffy. Charlestown line out in their familiar green and white. And Charlestown, there's no changes to their team. So Charlestown line out as follows. Niall Fleming in goal. Gerald McLaughlin, Conor O'Donoghue and Alan Woods of the full back line. The half back line is Thomas Meehan, David Caffrey and Niall Murphy. Midfield is Patrick Walsh and Gareth O'Donnell. Matthew Linehan, Jack Riley and Patrick Goldrick complete the half-forward line. And then Patrick Linehan, Jack Mann and Paul Towie, who himself was scored 6th the last day, and he will play at 15. Paul Towie, of course, brought into the Mayo setup late on last year, Billy, and there's exciting young talent on both of these teams. Yeah,
like if you look at more like at the heart of their defence, they have 2 big players, Brendan Harrison and David Kenny, and of course Niall Freeman in the corner, and that full back line looked very strong. I know Conor Kilkenny from a number of years back played with Mayo Minors under 21, an excellent player. James Lyons in midfield, and then you have Fergal Boland, who's really playing well at the moment. Freeman, very experienced. Now Ross Egan would be a loss, you'd have to say to Aghamore. Conor Byrne, Dan Duffy, I've seen him against Claremorris. He's a very handy forward. He'll take a lot of watching. On the other side, like David Caffrey sticks out there for me, and Niall Murphy. In a lot of newcomers, I think, there in the back line for Charlestown. Gareth O'Donnell in midfield, an excellent midfielder. Jack Riley, very good, but the full forward line are really impressive. Patrick Linehan, Jack Mahan and Paul Towie, they're all good score getters. So both full back lines will have a lot to do tonight, I think, Tom.
There'll be a big save for both full back lines. The substitutes on both teams, as we said, there was changes to Aghamore, so their substitutes will be reflected in that. Adam Byrne wears 16 for Aghamore, 17 is Conor Kilkenny, 18 David Hessian, James McNeve is 19, Alan Freeman, as we said, starts for Ross Egan. Justin Kelly wears 21. Enda Sweeney is in for number 12, Liam Lavin. 23 is Michael McNeve and 24, Oisin Duffy. Charlestown have a slightly bigger panel, shall we say. They go all the way to 33. Yeah. And the names are Kenneth Brennan in goal. 17 is Ryan Duffy. 18, Jack Corley. 19, Ben Conway. 29, Colin May. Jack Brennan wears 21. Damien Woods, 22. Rory Cullen. Joe McBrien. Then we have Ben Conway, Niall Drudy, Dara Casey, Sean Dunleavy, Cian Craig, Sean Cunningham, Kieran Honeyman, Eamon Kelly and Oren Duffy. The referee for this evening's contest is Gary Owen McMahon, very experienced referee, both at ladies and ladies level. He's refereed all Ireland semi-finals, and we're just about lining up now, getting ready for Auron Naveen. And a minute's silence for the late Paddy Prendergrass, Billy, who you would have known very, very well and had a good few chats with him. Paddy Prendergast, one of the greatest players ever Mayo played.
I seen him in 53 in June in the flesh.
You were only a gosser.
Well, the gosser was right. Went in on the bar of a bike.
And a moment's silence for Paddy Prendergrass. You would have had to say, Billy, he was a modern 3 even 40 years ago.
So he's
like a modern fullback.
Oh yeah,
the modern day fullbacks. He was. He typified what a fullback would go on to become.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I would rate Paddy as probably the best fullback of all time. Yeah.
So we're just waiting for Auron Naveen, and then the game will get underway. A nice crowd has come in this evening for this game here between Aghamore and Charlestown. As we said, Aghamore losing in the opening round against Knockmore, and Charlestown getting that draw in the last. Ryan O'Donoghue free in the last minute gets it, and the table with Knockmore on top, poor Billy, as we have Auron Naveen. So we're almost ready. As we said, a nice crowd in for a Friday night live football. Billy, live for Mayo GA
great
TV.
crowd in.
It's nice to be
the
back watching
games,
live football.
The night games are a great draw, I think, Tom. You know, there's something about the night games.
Football under lights, and Christopher Burke makes his way over to the side of the field here. And Christopher was refereeing in a minor A game in Ballantyne this evening as well, so he's fully warmed up.
I'm not so sure who won that.
It was Davids defeated Ballinrobe on a scoreline of 2-9 to 1-5, which has blown that group wide open there in the South A Championship. So it'll go down to negotiations.
Maybe
and
score difference would it be or something?
We'll wait and see what the result of that is. But this evening it's all about the Senior Football Championship here in Mayo. The only thing we're missing, Billy, is a football.
Yeah, no football. Yeah,
no football. So,
and you know, there's normally about 30 footballs knocking around.
I think club secretaries are so worried about having to buy new footballs that they don't let them bring them out when the game is about to start.
But out during the match.
As we said, referee Gary Owen McMahon has us almost ready to go here in Aghamore in the Connacht Senior Football Championship Round 2 game, and we're underway. And it's Aghamore who win the throw up. Sean O'Tygue, early ball deliver inside, looking for the run of Alan Freeman. Freeman hits the ground, manages to get a boot to it, but they're not able to gain primary possession, and he's immediately surrounded by 4 red and white shirts, but the ball is played off, and good work there by Thomas Meehan. Aghamore, as we said, defeated in the opening round, will want to win this game here this evening, Billy, because the last thing you want to be doing is going into your last game needing a win.
Oh yeah, I think this round for all teams in Mayo is the big round. Always round 2 is the one that decides an awful lot of things, and nobody will want to lose this.
Jack Riley, that's a loose pass, looking for the oncoming of Gareth O'Donnell, and Aghamore managed to turn over the ball, and Brendan Harrison, who missed so much football this year, comes out with the ball and manages to lay it off. There's a shoulder in the back. It looks like Patrick Linehan is dropping out to around the middle of the field. Billy.
Yeah, it looks, number 13, so maybe the extra defender.
Yeah, I think he wants a word with Linehan because he felt it was a shoulder charge in the back, and it seems to be an injury now as well.
Yeah, it was a hard hit from the back there. Really.
Yeah. So the physio will just come on for Aghamore, who's
Brendan
Alan
Harrison
Dunn.
in the game an awful lot in the opening few minutes,
Indeed, as both teams look to set up, it looks like they're holding 3 inside Charlestown, which will suit them. They like to play the counter-attack game. They like to release that ball early into that forward line, as you mentioned.
But Charlestown have always been the same. From way back in my time even, they play an expansive, exciting football, like moving the ball fast and a lot of pace in their team, and they have that this evening.
The free taken quickly, Patrick Walsh plays a little give and go. He's up to the 45, he's up to the 30-metre line, recycles the ball out. Ball's given easily out to Fergal Boland. Boland, as we said, who scored 8 points the last day, 7 from frees, has the first shot in anger, and that's gone wide of the post for the first attempt at goal. And Fergal Boland is in a rich vein of form, Billy. 1 from play, but 7 frees.
He's very sharp. I think he scored 8 points against Clamorris in that league game, as well as what he did against Knockmore in the championship.
Short, uncontested kick out. Easily taken in by Patrick Goldrick, and that's a loose tackle there on Gareth O'Donnell, and he's one of their main men, as Billy alluded to. And a good running break here coming through. Gerald McLaughlin. McLaughlin looked to play the pass, decides to recycle the ball, gives it to Thomas Meehan. Meehan back across to the 45. O'Donnell decides to go laterally. Again, the runners are inside, but there's a break through the line. Good working from Matthew Lenihan. He's closing in on goal. Lenihan, strong challenge. The referee, it depends where the foul is. He's going to have a close look at it, as Gary O'McMahon. He looked inside, but no, it's just outside, says the referee, and that's a lucky thing. I think it was.
Like to see that again, Tom.
Yeah, I think so. I think number 19, James McNeve, who's actually on the field as well. We weren't informed of his change at the prior, but James McNeve was wearing 19. He committed the foul, so it's going to be a tap over free. The first score of the evening for Paul Towie, and that's the opening score. We have just over 6 minutes gone in the first half, and Paul Towie gets us underway with a free pop, Billy.
Yeah, Towie won't miss any of those frees. He's a very good free taker, but that was a great attack there by Charlestown, and Patrick Linehan, who's a very good player. He put down the boot there and went right through the defence. O'Donnell
with that early ball inside, little layoff around on the loop that they're in behind here again if they can manufacture another score. Thomas Meehan gives the ball out to Patrick Goldrick. Goldrick has a look at the posts, but that's going to curl away on the breeze, and that's a bad miss there for him.
There must be a breeze blowing in from that side, because as he kicked to Tom, it looked like it was going to go over, and then all of a sudden it was swept away.
There's a crisp cold breeze in it. Everybody's wearing the hats and scarves and the gloves today. It's just keeping everybody warm. Kick out. Just comes outside the 45. The mark is claimed, but no. Patrick Lenihan had won the ball. It looked as though he was claiming the mark. Then he wanted to lay it off, and unfortunately he's just turned the ball over, and David Kenny is close to shading there as Aghamore looked to build from the back. Boland recycling the ball back, gives it to that's blocked down again, and it's not good play there by Aghamore, turning up James Lyons. The captain turns the ball over in his own half,
and it's been
over
there, with no pressure on him really.
No, and Charlestown recycle the ball back outside their 45. Linehan been very prominent in these opening stages, shadowed really closely there by James McNeve. He's trying to get it inside again, and Charlestown are in behind the defence again. Linehan has a shot, and that's a great save there by Dara Hunt. Prevents the goal, but it goes over the bar for the second score of the game.
He was going for the goal, but a great save to knock it over the crossbar there. But Charlestown look like they're driving through the Aghamore defence at the moment. They certainly have to tighten up. I think I see a number 21 there for Aghamore as well, someplace. Yeah, he's there.
There's a change. Justin Kelly is in, so the changes have been
21
rung again.
Justin Kelly.
Yeah, the changes
changes.
there's a lot of changes here on this Aghamore team. The changes that were submitted. So there's a delay here with the kicker decide to go back inside their own 45. Aghamore have yet to find their rhythm and find their gear as that ball won well out in front by James Lyon. Plays it into the top of the left. Good take there by Darren Duffy. Duffy wants to use his speed, cut in onto his right. Lays it off. Comes back to Fergal Boland. Boland does a full 360. Eventually decides to lay it off, and he gives it to Enda Sweeney, and he has a look, but that's gone over to the far right and wide. That's the second wide for Aghamore.
Yeah. And the Charlestown defence are closing down very fast, Tom. They don't give the Aghamore lads that much time on the ball.
Short kick out again. Seems to be the modus operandi at the moment for Charlestown to beat the Aghamore press. And they're looking again for that early ball over the top into that, release that full forward line. Win it out in front is Jack Mahan. Mahan has Niall Freeman for company, and Freeman gives away the free. That's a cheap free, really.
Cheap free, yeah.
Not really going anywhere.
He's inside. He wasn't really going anywhere because there was more Aghamore defenders back to cover off. So it was an easy tap over free, I think, for Towie.
Yeah, Paul Towie, 13 metres out. He's going to have a second opportunity. Aghamore with the two wides in the opening stages of this game. As we said, it's a cold evening here in Aghamore, and Paul Towie duly dispatches that free, makes it 3 points to no score. And we have just coming up to about 10 minutes gone in the first half. And Billy, you'd have to say the Charlestown management of Martin Mulvaney and his team will be more than happy with the start they've made.
Yeah, they've made a very good start, and they look just to have the beating of Aghamore in most positions in the field, and certainly their attack is doing very well. But you'd have to expect more from Aghamore, yet a lot of quality players there.
Conor Kilkenny and Enda Sweeney play a little give and go. Fergal Boland takes over, trying to get something moving and going for them. He's dragged there by David Caffrey, and that's going to be a free over there on the far side. And both teams, as the referee just wants the free taken from the right place. Fergal Boland, he's only about 5 metres in from the sideline. He might have a look at this one, Billy.
Yeah, probably have a go at it, yeah.
And as you see there, as we said, a nice crowd in here this evening. As we said, all wrapped up nice and warm. He's going to pull the trigger. Opens his body, makes a good connection, but that's just broken kindly inside, and half chance of a goal there, really well kept in play, and Charlestown look to come out with the ball and run it at pace. They're breaking away. Goldrick up the sideline, being chased down, can't get across from Sean O'Tyg, recycles it to Towie. Towie plays a low ball inside. Jack Riley running onto it, leaves it off for Linehan coming across. The referee says he touched it on the ground. Wow. You can see what Paul Towie was trying to do. Yeah, I think he was actually looking for Jack Riley there, and Linehan came across.
He should have pulled on it himself when he got in there. There was a good chance of a goal there, but they're making headway through the Aghamore defence, and that will worry them.
Two goal. It will indeed.
No doubt, because they're getting through very easy.
2 half
goal chances. It's looking like they're going to get a goal, Tom.
They do. As Charlestown are looking to break through that Aghamore defence again. Strong challenge from Enda Sweeney. Ball back to... And that's Jack Riley. Jack Riley with a sweet score. That's the score of the game so far. But there was a strong challenge there. Jack. And there's a player down with injury. As we said, there was a strong shoulder challenge. And it looks like it's Matthew Linehan who took it when he laid the ball off, and Jack Riley played well.
Jack Riley has been around for a number of years now, and sometimes you think, he should be making his way onto the Mayo senior panel, and just didn't get there yet. But he's a very, very exciting forward.
So there'll be a bit of concern here for Linehan. As you said, he's been very prominent in the opening stages of this game. But Aghamore are finding it very, very...
trouble.
It looks like it could be a head injury.
I think it's head, yeah.
So
he'll probably have to go off to be assessed, I would say, Tom.
Yeah,
at this stage,
so he's definitely feeling the worse for wear of that big hit.
Groggy now.
Yeah, it was a big hit. So He's doesn't look like he wants to come off,
No,
but
he's kind of limping there as well. Like,
Paddy Clark, I think, wants him to come off, but
no,
he's not
staying,
having it.
He's staying.
So Aghamore decides to take a short
he's
kick out,
staying.
and it's actually Linehan himself who comes over and steals the ball. It was a poor kick from Dara Hunt. Niall Freeman wasn't really expecting it. It goes over the two players inside, and Aghamore defensively, Billy, you'd have to say, are a bit at 6s and 7s at the moment.
They are, yeah, they are. They're under awful pressure. But you have to give great credit to Charlestown for the pressure they're putting on them, you know.
Yeah, Linehan still doesn't. Linehan still doesn't look.
Another big hit there.
Yeah, and it's
Paul Kelly, I
it's
think.
Justin Kelly who's hit the ground, but Linehan doesn't look good. He's going to have to come off.
He got out.
He's down on his haunches
He's still
again.
down, yeah.
So the referee is blowing his whistle. He wants to make sure that the players get the attention they need, and he's definitely going to have to come off.
He's on the way, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so Matthew Lenihan is going to be withdrawn as Charlestown ready their
he's a
substitution.
Big loss, Tom. Big loss.
As we said in the opening few minutes there, Billy, he'd seen plenty of the ball.
He was on an awful lot of ball, yes, and his pace and his speed, like.
So it's still Charlestown lead, 4 points to no score, as number 18, Jack Corley, enters the fray. And he's into the action, short free, taken to Harrison. Harrison gives it back to Conor Kilkenny, and so slower than Aghamore are finding it difficult to retain primary possession of the ball, and that's the second ball that's been put out over the sideline, and Paddy Finnegan won't be happy with what he's seeing from his team. He must cut a very frustrated figure here on the sideline.
It's just not happening for Aghamore at the moment now, but you'd have to say they're a better team than this, Tom, and you know, could make a comeback yet, but it's all about Charlestown.
It is indeed. I think Paddy Finnegan will want to get his team to the water break, Billy, and try and get some things sorted there at the back.
Yeah,
and there's another sweet pass in there by Thomas Meehan. Picks out Towie. Harrison dispossesses him using all his experience and his guile.
Harrison,
manages
very good
to
play
dispossess
by Harrison there.
And they're working the ball out of their corner. It's a tight angle. We can't quite see it ourselves from our position, but eventually the ball comes back into view, and Charlestown have managed to turn it over themselves. And Charlestown are happy to go back outside their 45 with a slow build-up. Switch pass by O'Donnell, has a player free on the far side, taken cleanly by Ben Conway. Back in field comes to Caffrey. They're inside the Aghamore 45 again before there's a real challenge on him. And that's dispossessed by James Lyon, the captain for Aghamore, trying to inspire his teammates. Out comes the full forward, Jack Mahon. Switch again to Meehan. Meehan gets his head up. He's looking for movement. Meehan decides he doesn't like what he sees. He's going to have a go himself, but he's pulled that one to the right and wide, and that's the second wide for Charlestown.
They're totally in control at the moment, Tom. Like, you know, Aghamore find it very hard to come out with their defence. Find it very hard to win anti in midfield, get no supply into their forward line whatsoever.
Dara Hunt, little chip pass there, gives it to Enda Sweeney. Faced up by Goldrick, dragged to the ground, and the referee says it's going to be a free right on halfway in front of the crowd. I see John Finn there in the crowd. Referee on the Mayo League.
There's number 19 in for Charlestown there, Ben Conway, is it?
Yeah, Ben Conway is in, as is Jack Corley, as we said, came in. So a few subterfuge there with changes going on.
Number 18 there now as well.
18 came on for Matthew Lenihan, all right, because as we
okay.
said, Matthew was injured. Hopefully he's okay. He's getting some attention as Aghamore decide to go direct, but that ball is really not on, and it's a poor. Alan Freeman had really no chance with that ball inside. So Aghamore, if you want to call that a shot or a cross, it's their third wide of the game.
Yes, it's the pressure really that Charlestown are putting on, Tom. Like, the defensive play is absolutely brilliant.
They've managed to get 3 short kickouts off in succession, and Aghamore going man for man, trying to cut off any angles. They're going to try and force Niall Fleming to go long, which they do, out to the middle. It's going to be a clean contest. Mark claimed there by Sean Oak-Tyg. Early ball inside. He's looking for the ball over the top, trying to get away inside. Is Conor O'Byrne. Conor Byrne pulls on it first time.
Yes,
Conor Byrne with a goal out from a direct pass. It was simple play from Aghamore, fielded in the middle by Sean Oak-Tyg from a mark. A ball played deep inside. It went over the defender's head, and Conor Byrne slid in and put it away.
It's one way of beating a big defence, Tom, is that long ball in over the top, and you know that worked for them perfectly.
It's a goal to 4 points, and there's The crowd aren't happy with what was
well-
there. They're
well
saying to
finished as
bring
well,
the ball
Tom.
up. They're asking the physio to come on.
It was a well-finished score.
Yeah, it was a strong challenge. The referee brings the ball up, and
Yeah.
the player is getting off the screen. He's getting some attention. The referee is calling.
Well, it was late as well,
It
Tom.
was, and the referee
late
seems to he
late
made a
challenge.
tick all right, or so. But the game is back underway. Gives it in, trying to keep it into his hands. There is Jack Mahan. Mahan trying to find the ball, and that's gone out over the sideline. Thomas Meehan, the ball was behind him. He was going at pace, but the pass was slightly behind him. So it's going to be a sideline ball right in front of us here for James Lyon, the
Aghamore
Aghamore
will be happy
captain.
enough now after that spell of play like that. They weren't in the game, and now they're back in it.
They are indeed. As Fergal Boland
A lot of cynical
laid the
fouling
ball
going
off,
on,
and there was a
isn't
late
There's
tackle
a lot
there.
of fouling going on. A lot of, you'd wonder, will he take action very soon?
Yeah, Gary
With
O'McMahon
some
isn't.
yellow cards.
Gary McNohan isn't a man known for his patience, Billy, as Aghamore. Inspired by that goal, or finding their rhythm a little bit. Fergal Boland sells the dummy, but the referee was right beside him. He took a step too many, and he sold the dummy all right,
He
Billy.
did.
But
he sold the dummy, but yeah, he was taking the steps.
took a step too many.
Yeah.
Corley, in acres of space, is able to get this pass away. Looking for that diagonal run of Towie again, trying to cut inside Conor Kilkenny. Kilkenny is back, trying to stop him from scoring. Has a goal, hits the base of the post. And that was unfortunate, comes back to Towie again. Aghamore are really finding it difficult to clear their lines, and
it's
that
over.
free
Yeah,
is
fine. Yeah.
sweetly taken. But Paul Towie showed all his speed and ingenuity.
They're showing signs of that goal all the time, Tom, and it's looking like it will come. Towie has fierce pace, and the other thing he has is strength. He's low gravity. He's very hard to keep out once he attacks a back. And there you can see the evidence there. He just put his shoulder down and went for it and hit the butt of the post.
And the water break is here. It's 5 points to Charlestown, 1 goal to Aghamore. And you'd have to say, Billy, it's fortunate that Aghamore have that goal.
Oh yeah, it's keeping them in the game, Tom, because otherwise they're well out of the game. And even since that goal, it's all about Charlestown again, creating the chances again. And at the moment, it's looking like Charlestown, but we have a long way to go yet. And the water break can bring miracles, really, as we have seen in many a game this year. The water break can change a game around. So Aghamore will be hoping that this will change. Yeah,
They will indeed. And Paddy Finnegan was a frustration figure on the sideline there while his team was waiting for his team to get going, and he's trying to sort out their defensive issues. And as you said, Paddy, it's been too easy for the Charlestown attack to get inside that defence.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So today's game is the first of a triple header on Mayo GA TV this weekend. Aghamore and Charlestown have it all to do. As we said, Charlestown drawing their opening game. Aghamore defeated by county champions Knockmore.
Yeah. If they lose tonight, they're in trouble.
They will, as we said, no team wants to go into the final round having to win their last game, as that kick out is high into the night sky. Breaks kindly because up from the back is Conor O'Donoghue, the full back. Ball given off to Riley. Riley plays a ball long inside, but it doesn't find his intended target. And Aghamore given the free, and they're looking to move that ball slightly quicker. It seems to be a bit lackluster, their pace and their intensity compared to Charlestown.
They're not pressurising the Charlestown forwards, Tom, really.
Another high ball in, but there's 5 Charlestown shirts in the
have the
vicinity.
numbers back this time.
And it's too easy back there. That diagonal ball will only work if they're supporting players looking for the breaks, and Charlestown now are launching to launch a counter-offensive. Goldrick plays it up towards the corner, coming across to meet it, mains it out in front of his man. Good work there by Towie. Played inside. O'Donnell. Again, it was a 50 ball to nothing really, and Jack Mahan wasn't in a position to win it, but Towie's there. He manages to pick up the breadcrumbs. He is a player free on the edge of the box. Meehan again! And Matthew Lenihan, who has come back on after the water break. He was at the head assessment was clear, and he had his He had no blurred vision there, Billy, as he buried that in the bottom right-hand
corner. It was
corner.
coming for a long time, but you'd have to say that the Aghamore back had that covered, and he didn't go for it, Tom. I think he might be letting it go over the inline, and how he nipped in, took it off and played it across. Goal. Great goal by Matthew Linehan. But
James
that
Lyons
has
delivers.
been coming for quite a while.
James Lyons delivers another long ball inside, but really there's no way that the Aghamore forwards are going to be able to win that with the green wall that's protecting their goal as Charlestown look to break forward again. That's a pass into midfield. Breaking away, good challenge. Charlestown have players over on this left-hand side. One of them is Goldrick. He has a player in support ahead of him. Yeah. Pops it off. Spinning on inside, trying to get the shot off is Jack Mahon. And Jack Mahon, after a turnover in the Aghamore half, in the Aghamore attack.
Yes, it's just too easy for Charlestown.
Four of those scores have come.
Gaps. They're finding all kinds of gaps in the Aghamore defence.
4 of the scores for Aghamore this evening has come from Aghamore not being able to retain possession in the attacking third.
Yeah.
Dara Hunt has another kick out and he launches this one again long out to the middle. Tighe manages to get a hand of it. He's pulled on the jersey. Here is Connor Hunt. Gives it to Lyons. Lyons looks to find a player inside, but it was well read by the cornerback Gerald McLaughlin. He came across. Conor Byrne was looking for that ball inside in the full forward line. Only score of the game so far for Aghamore, the goal, as Charlestown are building from the back again. Gareth O'Donnell powers into the Aghamore 45. No challenge. Has a player free on his shoulder. It's Goldrick who helped engineer that goal a moment ago. Gives it to Towie. Towie has a look at the post, but this one slices off his right boot. It's coming down like a Gary Owen out of the sky. Fielded superbly. Lenehan's in again! Matthew Lenehan. He's on a hat-trick. That was from a miss hit by Paul Towie that was high up in the sky. The ball was won cleanly by, I think, Jack Mahon, and he just laid it off. And Lenehan, no defender went with him, Billy.
Great bit of fielding by Mahon and laid it off right. But Lenehan was coming like a train. You know, that's the kind of exciting player he is like. And my God, I think this guy will have a future in Mayo, maybe. Because we need them kind of forwards.
You need scoring forwards. You need forwards who can bury the ball, and he's put 2 past Dara Hunt this evening.
Points, Tom. He's not looking for points.
No, when he's well, as Billy, you know yourself, when you get inside the large square, you're looking to bury it. And he's done that on 2 occasions, and Charlestown are in complete control of this game.
Aghamore very slow on the build-ups now.
High ball fielded there by Alan Freeman, former Mayo player, and he's got a free, and that's. But you're asking Alan Freeman to field the ball between 2 players. He gets his free.
He did very well there now to catch that and win the free.
Paddy Finnegan runs out to Brendan Harrison to try and sort out their defensive problems, because conceding 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes, Billy, you have to say is not what was on the cards.
You could see them coming for a long time, Tom. We know we've been talking from the start that there was goals in Charlestown.
There's 2 players hit the ground in the middle of the field off camera, and Gary O'Mahon tells them to get up and get on with it as Charlestown take the short kick out. They're making hard work of trying to get out of their own defence at the moment, but they managed to do so. And it's Thomas Meehan, who's had a hand in a couple of the scores this evening, gives it to Patrick Lenehan. Lenehan comes in field. Little hand pass to Niall Murphy. It's been very evident, Billy, this evening that the 2 wing-backs for Charlestown are pushing right up on the offensive third, as Jack Riley has another goal from distance, but this one falls into the hands of Dara Hunt, and he manages to get the ball away, and the wing-backs are really causing problems.
Of course they are, yeah, and that's the style that Charlestown play, that kind of a run and supporting game.
Long ball delivered in, is chasing after it. Darren Duffy, he's got Ben Conway for company. They're both trying to stop it go out over the edge, and the referee says it's out. The linesman, I think, on the far side flagged it that it was out. So it's a sideline ball. So it has to go back for the sideline ball. But Darren Duffy is remonstrating with the linesman that he felt it was...
those decisions you have to take.
But it's going to be a sideline ball. And they need to be alive to this now, because they find themselves in trouble, Aghamore. They've really not threatened, apart from a couple of frees. It's Lenehan has caused damaged whenever he's got the ball, and Charlestown have players free when they look up, and they have runners coming
they're
off
picking
the shoulder.
Passes. Look at how they're picking the
Goldrick
passes.
again delivers
the
a
boot,
ball
right?
inside. That's an offensive
that's
mark. Now the referee blew the whistle, and Howie very cleverly then put the hand up when he saw he had a defender
three boot
behind
passes
him.
there, Tom, the into the field, and you don't see that in football too often.
Patrick
Whereas
Goldrick is
Aghamore are very slow in their build-up, and they're across the middle of the field and very, very laboured.
and Paul Towie duly pops it over the bar for his third of the game. 3 frees, and Aghamore can't afford for him to get his eye in. This game could be out of sight by half-time.
Oh, yeah, and they're, Aghamore not really getting into the game. They're slow build-ups, you can see it.
Brendan Harrison trying to
like
inject a bit of pace here, pushing forward, gives it to Freeman. Alan Freeman out around the middle. Played at midfield for Aghamore, and there's a ball delivered low in. There's a keeper comes out. Good work by Niall Fleming, because Byrne was in there again. He was looking for the flick on, but the goalkeeper Niall Fleming was a wife to it. It's over. Carrying possibly. No, the referee lets it be. Jack Riley is then fouled by his opposite number, Fergal Boland. Holding is the call. But Aghamore, Billy, really have offered very little attacking threat.
Very little, yeah. I'm very, very surprised with Aghamore now, because I seen them in Claremorris. I thought they were very, very good, but Charlestown is really on top.
Recycling the ball out now, gives it to Mahon. Mahon to the goal scorer, Matthew Lenihan. 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes has caused massive damage to the hopes of Aghamore here. They need to get something before half-time. They have to close that gap. Charlestown are finding it too easy to get their passes off, and that's a little intricate piece of hand passing,
Murphy,
and they're able to pop it over.
Great score from the
as we mentioned, the wing backs again.
Yeah.
Aghamore now find themselves 1-1 to 2-8 behind, and Billy, they just need to find something.
It'd be very hard for Aghamore to make a comeback in this. I think there's so much out of the game, it's very hard to see them getting back into this game.
It is indeed, as they are looking to build again. It's a slow build-up. It's allowing Charlestown to get numbers back, but finding a gap between the two is the corner back, Niall Freeman. But that ball is kicked away. There's 2 Charlestown players, and Billy,
they have the numbers right in front of the goal there.
But when they break, you have 2 players now trying to get up in support, and that's a free inside. That's going to be it. And down goes. Yeah. It's going to be a free inside. He was kicked. The feet were taken out for under, is the indication. Patrick Lenihan was coming across to win the ball.
We've watched so much football, hand pass football, and it's a joy to watch Charlestown tonight using the boot.
Refreshing to see.
Yeah, 2 boot passes there, and they're in a scoring position.
So it's going to be Paul Towie with another chance to add to his tally now this evening. As they get the opportunity here, he's going to be about 40 metres on the diagonal. But it's well within his capability.
He's well capable of doing it, yeah. He's well capable of kicking it.
Makes a good connection. But I think this one has gone to the right and wide, and that's Charlestown's 3rd wide of the game. As we said, tonight's game is the first of a triple header for you. Tomorrow evening at 4 o'clock we have Castlebar Missiles in Westport.
Wow.
And then on Sunday, the Stephenites have Claremorris as the visitors, and Billy, I'm sure you'll be at that one at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, certainly be at that one, but Westport Castlebar will be a big one, won't it?
Yeah, that'll decide a lot in that group after Westport's win over Ballahadreen.
Yeah,
exactly. As Charlestown are in behind again, they have numbers going forward. It's Gareth O'Donnell comes in on his right, and Gareth O'Donnell is curling that one round on his right boot. A lovely finish.
Wide, but there seems to be a breeze coming in from that side there, Tom. That's curling them in.
It is indeed, and Gareth O'Donnell.
But look at the space they had.
As we said, there's the defensive structure of.
There was very near another goal chance on there.
Yeah. O'Donnell decided to put his foot through the ball. 2-9 now, extending their lead, and Aghamore in all sorts of trouble, both defensively and offensively. Yeah. As there's a bit of a melee here, and it's a scrum down on the 22, I think. But the referee says bring it up. He wasn't allowed to release the ball. Connor Hunt was held on the ground. As Darren Duffy trying to get something out here, plays it into Byrne. Byrne, the scorer of the goal. Has players coming forward. Byrne slips it inside, gives it to Sean O'Tighe. He's hit at an angle, and the referee says it's going to be a free. And
they're getting no time on the ball, Tom. They're just getting no time. The tackle is coming in all the time.
Charlestown know that they were fortunate to come away with the unfortunate, really, with the score by Ryan O'Donoghue.
Yeah.
But there's a happy man down here on the sideline in front of us. It looks like Tom Parsons down there. He's happy with what he's seen so
Tom,
far.
Yeah.
And Aghamore, shell-shocked, Billy, would be the word.
Yeah.
This crowd here are very quiet. They can't believe what they've seen so far from their team. As Brendan Harrison finds himself at left half forward.
And the aggression they're playing with is something else, like you see.
It's a very high tempo game they're playing.
And they're using that boot so well.
And Towie trying to get away from his marker. Gets the ball up into his hands, and he is, as we said, there's always an option for Charlestown. And Jack Riley goes back into midfield to the wing-back Thomas Meehan. He has O'Donnell this side for if he needs him. There's two players free on the far side, but they decide to break through the line. O'Donnell goes again. Murphy, scorer of a great point just a moment ago, tries to find his partner at wing-back, but he turns the ball over, and Aghamore are being hunted, and they've managed to keep possession of it.
Like there's
three Charlestown
players there. They're just swarming. They're swarming all over Aghamore.
And there's a bit of afters going on off the ball here between two players here. It looks like Patrick Meehan wasn't happy with the challenge he received, but the referee didn't see it, so the game continues on as Aghamore. It allows Charlestown, the slow build-up from Aghamore is allowing Charlestown to get the defensive shape.
It's all a hand-passing game, and they're really getting nowhere.
They've no speed or no cut and thrust there, Billy, inside as Aghamore. Charlestown are happy for them to take scores.
In front of the goal, Charlestown would have packed the numbers back.
A little ball over the top, trying to release a player inside. The mark wasn't taken, and there's a player free on the corner. It's Byrne again. He's going to have a go with his left boot. Byrne! Yeah. Goal! Okay. Conor Byrne with his second goal of the game. Yeah. The referee blew his whistle for the mark. The mark was declined, and Byrne gets his second of the game. He's now on a hat-trick.
Good goal, yeah. He was covered on his right foot and just dummied the back and went on to his left and buried it.
You'd have to say Charlestown went to sleep there particularly when the two players found themselves inside.
They need a few more of those, Tom.
It puts a bit more gloss on the score here at half-time. 2-1 to 2-9. Yeah. And Aghamore will be thanking Conor Byrne for that goal.
Certainly will. And you never know, like in a second half, what's going to happen. But they're way out of this game so far.
They're off the pace.
They're off the pace, and it's all about Charlestown. Their tackling, their intensity, everything about them, and their boot passing is exceptional. I mean, it's the first time in a long time I've seen a team using the boot so much and to such advantage. 2 or 3 kicks, and they're into the feed and for a score, They
are indeed, and their forwards are looking lethal up front as well.
They're finding all kinds of space, but they're very lively. Like I was just saying before the game there, the full forward line, Patrick Linehan, Jack Mahan and Towie, they're very, very good full forward line.
Well, Matthew Linehan was the man that turned put an extra gloss on this season with his 2 goals from wing forward.
Exceptional footballer.
Took a very strong challenge early in the game.
Man with pace,
he did take that big challenge, that knock as well, and he came back on.
If you're looking for a footballer who has everything, he has it.
He has indeed. So as we take a break for a few minutes for half time, it's Aghamore with it all to do in the second half. Rejoin us in a few minutes here live on Mayo GTV, live view on Friday Night Football in Aghamore.
This butter is only half fat, but it tastes lovely. Like real butter, and it spreads.
It's because it is real butter, Dad, just with half the fat. Connacht Gold half fat butter. Make it real.
This butter's only half fat, but it tastes lovely. Like real butter, and it spreads.
It's because it is real butter, Dad, just with half the fat. Connacht Gold half fat butter. Make it real.
Welcome back to Aghamore, where the Aghamore have it all to do. We've been well looked after at half-time by Pauline Flatley and the Aghamore GA Club, Billy. We've had hot tea, we've had sandwiches and some. I won't tell your wife how many of the Swiss rolls.
No, she better not be listening.
You'll be in trouble when you get home.
I don't think she's listening.
But as we'll just keep an eye out now and see if there's been any changes. But just speaking to Tom Parsons there at halftime, he was very impressed with what he was seeing from his Charlestown teammates.
I'm not surprised at that. Yeah,
he was a bit disappointed with the 2 goals. He thought they were rather soft goals to concede, Billy.
Yeah, they were kind of against the run of play. You'd have to say, Tom. You know, they were just 2 lobbing balls in. You know, with no vision, you would say. Just hammered them in there, and sometimes it works. You know, when you hammer in a few balls like that.
Well, we have 2 players on hat-tricks.
The break goes the way. Yeah,
and we have Meehan for Matthew Linehan for Charlestown. The teams are back out on the field, as you can see. Number 22 Linda Sweeney is going playing in midfield. We'll just cast our eye around here.
James Lyons has gone out of midfield now, but he might be gone into the forward line, Tom.
Yeah, they had to make changes. I think Linda Sweeney goes in for the throw, and then they switch around for Fergal Boland. He's just coming across there. The referee, he's just waiting for the rest of the mentors and the physios to come across the field, and we're back underway, and the ball is one climbed by Sean O'Ty, immediately swallowed up by the green defence. Ty, ball's on the ground, he's trying to get up and get it up, and the referee said it's going to be a hot ball. And
yeah, I thought he might deserve a free there.
You've seen them given.
Yeah.
But 2-2 to 2-9, it's only a 7-point game when it could have been so much worse for Aghamore.
Yeah, this is it, like, you know, and you know, Aghamore will have to, you know, they know well they have to do something.
Ball taken off the ground. They're trying to push everybody forward, and Aghamore know they have to come out. There's going to be a big quarter now from them. Charlestown will expect that expect a kick in Aghamore, Billy.
Well, you know, they will expect a fight back from Aghamore. There's no doubt about it. Like, and I'm sure Paddy Finnegan will be having some harsh words to say.
Harrison. There's only 2 players in the full forward line for Aghamore to aim at. Everybody else is in line with the ball. And there's 2 sweepers back by the look off screen. And the green wall is prepared to repel any attacks as Fergal Boland tries a shot from an acute angle. And Fergal Boland dispatches that over the bar for his third of the game. But Charlestown would be happy to force them to shoot from distance, Billy.
Yeah, but it was a great score there now, and I suppose. Oh wow!
Oh, and the kick's gone from Alan Freeman has a chance of a goal. Alan Freeman loves the goalkeeper. It was a poor kick out, and Alan Freeman purposely was going for goal.
There we go. Goals.
And he used all his skill and expertise, and he put that over the goalkeeper's head. And there's a bit of a fight going on the far side of the field. There's players being pulled and dragged all over. We were watching the action at the up the other end of the field, and it seems to have got a little bit nasty over there, Billy, on the far side. The goalkeeper, Niall Fleming, has his hands on his hand. It was a reminder of Barney Rock versus Galway back in the day.
I even thought Alan Freeman was kicking it over the bar, and I said, what's wrong with Alan? But he just lobbed it in, lovely. But I mean, 3 goals now, and you know, Aghamore,
Charlestown seem to be still in the dressing room.
And that bit of a fight on the far side was probably started by Aghamore.
So Aghamore have closed the distance in this game, but Charlestown have a player free on this side if they want to switch it. Gareth O'Donnell is making strides over the right side, coming across, trying to cut it out is David Kenny, and Kenny gets back and manages to cut the danger out, and Aghamore seem to have a little bit more fire now, Billy, with that goal from Freeman.
Yeah, that have to have, to be honest with you, that have to have a bit of fire, because they were only going through the motions first half, really.
It's a 3-point game, and Aghamore hitting Charlestown in the blink of an eye for 1-1, and they're running the ball at pace now, and they're catching Charlestown out again. Brendan Harrison, he has a player free outside him, but Harrison is fouled by David Caffrey, and the referee wants a word with Caffrey as Harrison powered through the centre, Billy.
Yeah, Harrison is the one kind of guy now that can lift Aghamore. An experienced fella like that, he has to do it, and he's doing it so far in this half. He's been making them runs forward.
It was a superb finish from Alan Freeman, though.
Oh,
As you said,
it was.
he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, he did. But it was a terrible kick out. Terrible kick out.
So it's a yellow card for
You
Caffrey.
feel sorry for a goalie after doing something like that, you know.
As our esteemed colleague here alluded to, Barney Rock versus Galway comes to mind as Boland puts that over the bar and makes it a 2-point game. Fergal Boland keeping Aghamore.
That's amazing,
within
Tom.
touch and
That's
distance.
amazing. We had them written off. We had them written off a long time ago. Here we go again.
And there's pulling and dragging again off the ball.
Well, I think Aghamore have got the bit between the teeth now. I think.
And that kick out
I
has
think
gone
Paddy
over the sideline as well.
I think Paddy Finnegan was saying, "What did you come here for? Did you come here to play a game, or what are you doing?"
It's all on the line as Niall Fleming puts that kick out over the sideline, and Aghamore now are the ones who are beginning to press. They've pushed numbers up. You can see they're running in a runners off the shoulder at every opportunity, cutting inside the Charlestown defence, forcing them back.
It's Harrison again.
Switches it over. It's a poor hand pass, really. Put David Kenny in all sorts of trouble, but Harrison gets the breaking ball. Into Sweeney. And Aghamore, they've cut the 7-point deficit down to 2, Billy.
Yeah.
And
and
Charlestown are looking.
they're a changed team now in the second half. They're a changed team. They're finding some space.
They're able to find little pockets, and they're looking for runners. And one of those runners is Sean Oaktyg, big, strong midfielder, has his jersey pulled. Harrison
is moving up the field to him. Maybe he's come out to the half-back line, I'm not sure.
Harrison has definitely been to the fore as he
Here we
pops
go.
the little ball over the top.
Here we
There's
go.
a slip. It's James Lyons, the captain, takes a sidestep. Lyons has a player free the far side. Freeman! Great save by the goalkeeper. Niall Fleming redeems himself after the early opportunity. Fleming one-on-one with Freeman.
Yep.
It was a superb save.
Great pass by James Lyons. He took a few defenders out with that pass. You'd put your money on Freeman, but you know the goalie spread himself well, got his legs to the ball.
And that'll give him a bit more confidence after what happened to him. And that's a pull of the jersey. The referee didn't see the tug on the jersey, and it's a goal for Aghamore.
There was a pull in the jersey.
It looked like, for all the world, everybody stopped. Everybody saw the pull of the jersey, but the referee didn't see it, and the ball has been buried in the back of the net.
Wow. Yeah, that's unbelievable. Now, there was a real pull back on the goalie there coming out. He was going to give the hand pass, and he couldn't get it away because his hand was held. Wow, yeah.
And all of a sudden, Aghamore find themselves 2 points up.
You often wonder about umpires. What's their role at all? Tom, you know.
Well, the umpires can't.
So,
they can't make
Aghamore
decisions for
ahead now, Tom,
referees.
are
And
they?
Aghamore
Not
points up
taking
as the rain begins to fall here at Aghamore. And
they're really
Charlestown
playing now.
have been blitzed for 8. 2-2 have added to the scoreline. And Aghamore are trying to add to that tally as the rain
Harrison
drives
again,
down
you see.
here. Brendan Harrison has been to the fore, and inside he's played a more advanced role. I think what they're happy to do is just play Harrison as a third midfielder and let Lyon and he'll try and drive on as the rain comes in on top of us here.
He's beginning to take the game to Charlestown,
and as you can see from our pictures, the rain has just intensified. And everybody is dashing for cover, and it's coming into our faces here from our commentating position as the umbrellas go up. The referee has booked James Lyons. He's indicating that it's his third foul. The referee, I think, has given him a black card.
Has he a black card?
10 minutes.
Is there a black
It's a
card?
black card for James Lyons. He said it's his third offence, so
that's a big
he's
one.
off now for 10 minutes. So that's made Charlestown's effort to try and get back in the lead much easier. It's how they decide to set that up, Billy, will dictate how this continues.
Yeah, Charlestown need to respond now, I'll tell you.
Charlestown haven't had a shot in anger as one of their players is down on the
I think that's Harrison again, is it?
45. And Brendan Harrison has found an absolute lease of life here in this game, and he's hugging the far touchline if they want to switch the ball at all. but they decide to come near side. Kick pass forward. Well held by Boland. Boland trying to turn away from Thomas Meehan, but he's fouled, so Fergal Boland have a shot at goal here. And looked a little bit soft, that one, Billy, but there's an Aghamore player down here injured now.
Yep.
As two, and there's one in the middle of the field. There's one here just outside the 45.
Two down at the moment, yeah.
So it's going to be Fergal Boland who's going to have a kick at goal. It's Alan Freeman who is in the middle of the field. He's back up on his feet. Darren Duffy is holding his head as Fergal Boland. That is wide.
Wow. Yeah.
The umpire called it wide. Aghamore bench are saying it was over. I think it was, from our angle, it looked wide, to be fair.
Thought, yeah.
And that's their first wide of the game, their fourth in total. As Fleming wants to get Charlestown back into the Aghamore half of the field with a long kick out. Charlestown up to go long, gives it delivered direct to Jack Mahan. Mahan, he's over in the corner flag, faced up by Connor Hunt, looking for support, slips through the hands. The ball is going to be a lot greasier now, even though you have gloves on, Billy. It's going to make that
exactly, and it's not helping Charlestown. It's helping Aghamore.
Charlestown, with their kick passing game, Billy, would be much happier with drier conditions. Patrick Linehan taken out off the ball. It looks like Justin Kelly holds his hands out as if to say, what did I do? But I think he checked him as he was running through.
Yes, yeah.
So there's going to be a substitution
in
here.
The team there now.
Yeah, there's a substitution on the Aghamore team.
26 in for Aghamore.
26 is in. Our printout here only goes up to 24.
24,
so we'll have to find
out
who 26 is.
The mystery man.
But it's an injury, actually, to Justin Kelly.
Oh, wow.
Well
yeah,
ball,
just not happening for Charlestown.
Not working at all for Charlestown at the moment. They failed to score in this opening of the second half as the goal scorer Matthew Lenihan is trying to create something here for them. It's been 2 goals that have been a brilliant block down there by
that better from
down by Niall Freeman, and it's been worked here by Aghamore trying to run the ball out of their own defence. Charlestown trying to settle back in as the rain has stopped falling here in Aghamore. It's not as hard as it was as it's full burst on. Well taken by David Caffrey. He's fouled by Fergal Boland, and Caffrey doesn't want to waste time. He knows they need to get a goal. Alan Freeman is the furthest player forward for Aghamore. They've pulled everybody back to halfway, bar him, trying to shut out this Charlestown defence, and that's a wayward pass from Charlestown, and they're really not
pressure game is beginning to tell.
Queeveen Carty, number 26, is the substitute there for Aghamore, and this Aghamore crowd have seen their team come out, Billy, and blitz Charlestown.
They're a different team after half time. Whatever was said in the dressing room.
The early
goals just really came out all guns blazing. And
Alan Freeman's goal really lifted them, and they've managed to double their score.
You'd expect there to be a kick from Charlestown yet.
Towie trying to get inside his man. He slips. Towie left foot a shot. Blocked on the line. Towie pulls first time. Great save by the goalkeeper. Super save by Dara Hunt. Yeah. He was down on one. He was almost on the ground, and he made a save.
2 shots saved.
And there's a... The referee says it's a 45, is he?
Is it a 45? Yeah.
Or is it a free out?
Or is it? Kick out, maybe, Tom.
It's a kick out for Aghamore. The referee said it was in. So it's 4-4 to 2-9 is the score. Charlestown have failed to score in this half. And they're trying to put a full press on here. There's hands diving in on the ball, turned over by Lenihan, but that's a wayward pass, and David Kenny drives out from centre back, pops it off to Sean Oak. Ty, right-footed, trying to find the runner inside, twisting, turning, trying to get away from his man as Duffy. He's dragged to the ground, and he's remonstrating with the referee, saying he was pulled down, and the The referee says no, it's going to be a free, so Fergal Boland presumably will have a go at this one as well.
It's an amazing game, Tom. I mean, of two halves. It's hard to figure it, what has happened. Charlestown have really gone into their shell, and Aghamore have come out with all guns blazing.
Fergal Boland leaves this one to the left footer of Conor Byrne, who scored 2 goals in the first half. It was 2-2 to 2-9 at half time, a 7-point lead for Charlestown, and now it's a 1-point lead for Aghamore. Conor Byrne looking to make it a 2-point lead. He makes a good connection with that one, but that's just gone to the right and wide. It's an exciting contest here for. It's an exciting contest now, Billy, here in Aghamore. The crowd will be more than happy with what they're seeing.
Oh yeah, it's turned into a great game now, because I mean we had written off Aghamore by half time. We had totally written them off, but I suppose Conor Byrne's 2 goals was a lifeline for them.
Yeah, Aghamore have added to their wide count, unfortunately 3 in the first second here in this half, and that's a low ball delivered inside, and it's a free. Given says the referee called the mark, or was it the free? He put his hand up as soon as he caught the ball. Yeah. The referee says no, his arm was held, so he's actually gave the free. Yeah. So that's their first score of this half, and it's Patrick Linehan gets that point over, and he makes it a tie game.
Tie game now. It's going to go down to the wire now, the way it's looking.
We're approaching the second water break. It's been all action from Aghamore in this half.
It has turned into a great game of football now.
We were concerned that Aghamore wouldn't be able to find their way out of it, but they've actually responded extremely well. Coming out
before the game, I was saying they were a good side.
As the referee indicates that he can't make the substitution yet, Aghamore want to make a change. They want to bring in Michael McNeeve, but the referee said no, the kick out has to be taken, and it's a foul. Fergal Boland is fouled as he tries to take the ball, and Michael McNeeve, he still can't make the change. The linesman this side is actually trying to bring his attention to it. Aghamore get on with the game. Darren Duffy being chased down by Ben Conway goes out of shot, and their players going into that left corner, and the referee decides whatever happened that we couldn't see is going to be a free out over Carring. I think it was the signal he gave, and Charlestown are coming away with the ball.
James Lyons is still off, Tom, is he?
He is, and he won't be. There's, as we said, Aghamore down to 14 players. There's at least another 2 minutes of that black card to go, as Aghamore want to bring on Michael McNeeve, and Charlestown burn another scoring opportunity, and Aghamore are able to bring the ball out, and that's a free given away by Patrick Linehan, and they want to make that change now, and the black card is actually time not yet, says they're waiting for the referee to indicate. It looks like they're making the substitution. It looks like Michael McNeeve is coming on for is coming on for James McNeeve, and the referee consults with the linesman and says yes, the black card is over. So Aghamore are back to full strength as the captain James Lyons rejoins the game, and with both sides on 16 points. Much more interest in this game now from the local crowd, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine the Aghamore supporters there in that first half thinking, what have we come here for?
Aghamore, little gives and
just
goes.
Playing very good football now. They're really throwing the ball around.
Cutely.
They're getting the support players on the shoulder.
Carty's on the ground, the far side. The Aghamore crowd weren't happy with what was going on. Brendan Harrison jersey is pulled.
Yeah, he has really turned up into this game.
Yeah, that's going to be a tick for Meehan as well. He needs to be careful, Billy. Yeah. So Harrison,
I see the linesman with the flag up over there now. So
the linesman has brought his attention now. As we said, Carty was on the ground. The referee is bringing his attention to something that happened. The linesman, and it's the double goal scorer for Charlestown. Matthew Linehan is going to have a word.
It could be on a black outside.
If it's deemed as that, Billy, it could
be on a black.
It could be, because as they hit the ground, Linehan doesn't seem to think so. No, it's going to be a yellow card.
Yellow, okay. Lucky. Yeah.
So Harrison decides to go back. Harrison, using all his years of experience, lays the ball off, draws in the challenge, gives it to Niall Freeman. Players over on this side. First touch of the game for Michael McNeve. Back to Sean Oak. Ty. Just calmly and patiently using the ball. Aghamore doing what Charlestown were doing to them in the first half, forcing them
the
back.
ball well, and
now that Charlestown presses
Charlestown
on, it was
here.
turn the ball is spilled out. In comes Jack Riley, and Riley is fouled, and they're looking to release the ball early. They're trying to get an overlap going. Played quickly inside, given to Jack Mahan. Mahan being chased down, trying to get back there is Kenny, and he manages to strip the ball.
Play.
Super defender from David Kenny from Aghamore. And Aghamore are playing like men possessed at this stage. Early ball delivered in. Fergal Boland is onto the ball as quick as a flash, trying to sell the dummy, and he's dragged down.
This is a black card, I think.
Has to be a black card. And Ryan Duffy grabbed hold of him, pulled him to the ground, and if the referee interprets it the way the rules are interpreted, it has to be a black card.
Yeah, definitely,
No, the yellow card.
Was it a yellow?
Some extenuating circumstances. So it's an interesting one as Aghamore trailed by 7 at half-time versus Knockmore. They needed a big second half as Fergal Boland puts that one over the bar as well. No, drop short.
Hit the bar,
Off the bar. The goal. Alan Freeman is saying it was in. He's talking to the umpire as if to remonstrate that it was, stopped from going over the bar, but the goalkeeper for his part denied a score, so Aghamore have been denied the opportunity of taking the lead, and they're looking to counter here with Charlestown out of position. They're working for 2 or 3 passes, trying to work inside. Boland is going to have another go. Fergal Boland off his right boot, and the cheer from the stand indicates that this one has gone over the bar, and that's popped them into the lead. Now, Gary O'McMahon is going in to have a word with the linesman, with the umpire. I'm not. It's the water break. Actually, it's the water break. As I think Gary McMahon went in to have a chat with the umpire just to see. You know, as we said, the goalkeeper managed to stop the ball from going over the bar. Cluxton has done that a couple of times as well for Dublin.
His hand behind the bar and knocked it out.
But it's Aghamore, Billy, who lead at the break.
I mean, I couldn't believe we'd be saying this, Tom, during that first half. But the goals, 4 goals. Wow. That's going to bring any team back into a game, 4 goals. And if you get 4 goals in any game, you'll be saying, well, we're going to win it. So it's
Rory Beggan and Monaghan is another one.
Yeah, it's on.
You've heard stories of goalkeepers doing all sorts of things, and I heard one myself a while ago. There was a goalkeeper in one of the Sigerson games years and years and years ago. There was a free being taken. He jumped up on the crossbar and he stopped it going over it.
Yes, yeah.
You hear all these stories, whether how true they are or not.
I was with Kilmaine one time, Tom, and we were out in Ballantyne playing Davids, and Norman O'Brien was in goal. He sat above the crossbar.
Now you said it, that's one way of stopping it. A good umpire better than a bad corner forward is another saying here. Well, look at, as the man said, if it wasn't given, doesn't count. So Aghamore, who have now just a final quarter of this game to negotiate. Remember, they trailed by 7 points at half time. They find themselves 1 point to the good here. And another substitution on the Charlestown team. Gareth O'Donnell breaks it. Won by Riley to Linehan. Player free. The substitute who's just come on. And that's going to the right and wide from Riley. Charlestown, they've only got 1 point in this half.
That's all, they just have ran out of ideas, really, Tom, you'd have to say. But maybe then it's the pressure that Aghamore is putting on them that has done that, because Harrison has come into this game.
They've outscored them 2-3 to 1 point in that quarter.
And you need the likes of Harrison, a county player, an all-star 2 years ago, to come into it.
Linehan, with 2 goals to his name already, leaves it off to Patrick Linehan. Linehan trying to get away from his record. Niall Freeman chases him down, nudges him in the back, and that's going to be a free. It might be a card. But he knew what he was doing. He was through on goal if he didn't bring him down.
He was through on goal because he was going to get rid of him, I think, Tom.
He was
going to get rid of the back, and he was going to put the ball in the net. So it was he took one for the
Took one for the team, Billy.
He did,
As
but
you're
he's
told
not-
in those
he-
situations,
he-
is it?
He's not getting black either. Like,
No,
you
it
know,
was
so-
a nudge in the back rather than dragging him to the
I think
ground.
it's time to do away with that black card.
It's interpreted several different
it's
ways
a bit
by
of a cod,
referees.
Tom. It's a bit of a cod, really.
So, Towie
We're
puts
level
this
again.
over, and
Level
when you
again.
need somebody to put a ball over the bar, he's your man, and he's tied us again, 2-11 to 4-5. With his fourth score of the game, Paul Towie is leading the way for Charlestown. But as we said, they've been outgunned in this opening quarter
yeah.
as Lions didn't keep it in. The
Yeah.
linesman this side gave it as a ball. He was
Well, you'd have to
sliding as he won it.
Yeah, you'd have to say Charlestown will have to come again. Like, you know, I mean, they were so good first half, and they really have gone to sleep in the second half.
O'Donnell. Give and go with the wing back Niall Murphy. Murphy back to O'Donnell. Aghamore just trying to hold their shape, not trying to let them get inside, but Harrison loses his man. Riley is through. He's 21 metres out. He's trying to have a go. He's fouled, and Brendan Harrison gives away the free.
Yeah.
And it's going to be another opportunity for Paul Towie to tap over.
Yeah, they're coming back into it, Tom. You know, since the water break, really. Those
Aghamore.
water breaks makes a difference.
Aghamore are looking to make another change. There'll be some tired bodies out there, Billy. So it looks like Aghamore are going to bring in Liam Lavin very shortly as Paul Towie does the business again.
Yeah, it's anyone's
12
game now,
to
and
4-5.
you'd have to say that Charlestown have made a comeback again.
Yeah. So Liam Lavin is on. I'm just looking, double checking who's coming off. The referee is waiting for a thing, and it looks like it's just checking to see who came off. It's actually the midfielder, number 9, Sean O'Tigers, come off. So
Yeah, number 9. Yeah.
yeah, so Sean O'Tigers off.
Sean O'Tigers,
Alan Freeman is,
yeah.
I think, has gone out to midfield. Try and get
Wow,
some more primary
big
possession,
catch.
but he's outfielded there by Lenihan, and Lenihan looks to play it early to court. Big slips. Lenihan gets it back. It's a loose pass, but managed to keep possession. Towie, hand pass infield to Riley, and Riley has put that to the
Wide.
right and wide, and that's
Yep.
their third wide of this
Good
half.
good chance there for Jack
Has
Riley.
been good chances,
You
and
put your money on him.
well, he's had to be fair, he's had a couple of chances this half, and he's not converted them. He's had Towie's frees have been giving them this lead, 1 point lead. Long kick out, dropping out of the sky. Donald smashes it with his fist. Is going to break kindly in the middle of the field. Gives winning 1-well by Michael McNeve. And the referee, there's going to be another substitution. The referee is waiting for the linesman to come in. He's double checking something with him. I'm not sure what it was for. I think he's I think they're checking the paperwork to see how many substitutions maybe Aghamore have made and how many they're due,
made a
or
good
if
few now
if
at
there's
the
been a
moment,
mix-up. No,
calling
he's saying there
somebody.
was a foul off the ball. So Thomas Meehan is going to have his name taken. It's a yellow card. Oh no, sorry, it's a red card.
Wow.
It's David Caffrey, who had already been booked.
Was he
I
booked
didn't see
already?
what had happened. He was on a yellow already.
Wow. Yeah, second
And
yellow red.
he's now
yeah.
been sent off. So Charlestown will
Wow.
have to negotiate the rest of this game with 14 players. They have a 1 point lead as Brendan Harrison, who's been dictating a lot of what Aghamore have done in this second half, is going to have a license to push on a bit. And here he goes. Harrison
Here he comes again.
has a player free this side, gives it to
Red
Freeman.
ball.
Freeman has players coming now on the loop, gives it to Duffy. Kenny is up from centre back. They need to bring the ball back out, just recycle it. Fergal ball and loses the ball in the contact. I think Gary Owen McMahon might have interpreted that he was slipping as he was going down. It looked a little high. He didn't have full control of the ball, I don't think. But Charlestown don't care. They're back on the attack. Patrick Lenihan. He's now held up. Alan Freeman trying to turn over the ball. The referee says he overcarried. Apologies for the language
Yeah.
if you picked that up there, but they're not happy. The Charlestown supporters, they feel it should have been a free their way, as Ross Egan is letting the goal
Ross
ball
Egan
go.
is
And
back in now.
Lions,
Yeah.
Aghamore, they need a score. They need to. They're only a point down at the moment, and that's a loose ball, and it's
good
turned
interception
over in the
there.
attack as comes across trying to turn it over.
Wow.
The ball is still in play. Kenny gives it to Freeman. One of the Aghamore players, Kenny, is dumped as he laid off the ball. They're still going. Duffy is trying to create an angle for a score. Switches the
Gone
play
away
out
out
wide.
again.
There's players free on the far side. McNeve, he has Harrison ahead of him if he wants to use him. Gives it to Brendan Harrison. He's trying to break inside Gareth O'Donnell. Harrison hits the ground. Surrounded by two players. Picks the ball up clean. Rook recycling the ball out. Boland works it over. Going to have a go from distance. It's Ross Egan with his right foot. Ross Egan puts that to the
wide.
left and wide. Now the linesman is going to bring the referee's attention to the incident that happened when David Kenny hit the ground. Charlestown want to make a substitution, and there's two. The linesmen on both sides are bringing the referee's attention to something. So they've substituted Thomas Meehan. Now the linesman this side was flagging for that
Yeah.
incident that David Kenny got hit when the ball was played. I'm not sure if he's going to bring Gary McMahon's
linesman is out
attention
there.
back to it. It was a late challenge on David Kenny,
Yeah.
but they're waiting to see if Gerald McLaughlin is okay to continue. He's actually going to be booked by the look of it. Because Christopher Burke, the linesman on the far side, brought his attention to whatever happened. It's a yellow card for him, and the linesman this side isn't bringing his attention back to that foul earlier. So Charlestown still find themselves in the lead. It's a 1-point game as they break forward. Remember, they're now down to 14 players. They're in behind the Aghamore defence here. Gives it to Riley. Riley trying to get a score off, and Riley puts it over the bar. It's now a 2-point game, Billy.
Yeah, since the water break, Tom, they've come more and more
And
into
it
the
looks
game
like they
now.
could be in
They're
here
back to
again.
where they were in the
Riley
first
couldn't get
half.
up at the first attempt. Brilliant tackle by James Lyons. But the ball falls kindly for Charlestown. But it's a loose pass, and there's a strong challenges flying in now. This is championship
Well,
football, Billy, as Aghamore trying to get that ball back into their own half.
The conditions will play a part in this, I think, Tom, you know.
They will indeed, as
Yeah.
Aghamore are driving forward again. McNeve being chased down by Paul
Wow.
Towie, and
Wow.
that's a
Wow.
rough and ready
Wow.
challenge
Wow.
by the corner back,
Yeah.
corner forward. He's giving away the free, so you'd be thinking Conor Byrne would be coming out for this with his left boot.
Is there going to be another card? No, doesn't seem to be.
There's a tick, I think, is what they're saying, as Fergal Boland is having a look. It's probably just outside their range, just inside the 45. He's waiting for the referee to let him play it. He decides to go. Goes back to McNeve. As Aghamore, they need to get a score. They need to close that gap. Harrison, long
Harrison
hand
again,
pass,
great
gives
ball.
it to Liam Levin,
Oh,
and that's just gone to the left and wide, and that's their
great chance.
fourth wide.
Good pressure though from Charlestown, but a great pass from Harrison there again.
And that should have been
Yeah.
put over, but the Charlestown pressure is paying on it, and Jack Riley in the middle of the field is trying to get the crowd going. He's roaring to the sideline, and everybody that listens, and it's all over. Charlestown have defeated Aghamore by 2 points after a stirring fight back by Aghamore after the half. They came out and they played like men possessed. They scored 2-3, but 4 points from Charlestown has seen them over the line, Billy.
Well, when this is all over, and it is all over, Tom, Aghamore will say, what were we doing in the first half? Why did we come here to Aghamore, a home game, and not fired up for it, not ready for the battle, didn't do battle, and they were caught by Charlestown in that first half. The first half they'll want to forget. They're out of the championship now, and you know it's a sad kind of a mending for Aghamore in this home game. they came out second half, totally different team. You know, they were fired up, they played with great intensity, and they started to come at Charlestown, and they were getting great results. You know, they went level, I think they went a pint up. But fair play to Charlestown, they dug deep. They were a man down there in that last 10 minutes, and they fought well, and they got the few points that took them over the line. And since the water break, you know, and water breaks this has been happening all year, I suppose, in water breaks, Tom, that things change around. And it did for Charlestown. They came back into the game. They were totally out of it, came back into it. The forwards again done the business. And they got the result. A good result for them. I think it's a qualifying result. It's a quarter-final spot for them, I would say now.
You would think so. They have four. They have a win and a draw.
Yeah.
So Knockmore,
3 points.
Knockmore have yet to play. Who won their first game? But Billy, Aghamore came out and they scored 2-2 before Charlestown had even got back on the pitch almost. Because Charlestown, for the way they played and finished the first half, yes, they conceded the late goal in the first half, but they still had that 7-point lead.
They had, yeah, and they were playing so well, Tom. Like you couldn't see it happening. They were playing so well, but you know, fair play to Aghamore. A totally different team second half. They were driving forward, and Harrison was just outstanding. You know, he was making it happen for them. He was coming into the centre of the field. He was setting things up, and he brought them right back into the game, and Boland as well. And they were getting results at the other end. And Alan Freeman then with that spectacular goal as well. And well, the other goal, you'd have to say, the goalie, like the bad kick out, was a terrible one. But look, at great credit to Charlestown for the way they fought here tonight and got a result at the end of the day. A man down, like in the last 10 minutes, you'd put your money on Aghamore at that stage. But no, they just kept it going,
on the balance of it,
and took the points.
On the balance of play, they probably just deserved it because of their first half performance. But they did outscore Aghamore in the last stages of that game. Aghamore didn't score for the last several minutes of that game, and Charlestown pushed on and got 3 scores in succession, mainly thanks to two frees from Paul Towie.
Well, the few forwards again that were causing all the trouble in the first half came into the game and kicked those vital scores.
They did indeed kick those vital scores, so it's a defeat for Aghamore here, and Charlestown will go on into the Mayo Senior Football Championship. Don't forget, we have 2 more live games for you. We have Castlebar Mitchells versus Westport, which is at 4 o'clock, and then on Sunday, Billy's Claremorris travel to Ballina at 1 o'clock. My thanks to Billy for his company this evening. Our thanks to the Aghamore Club here for their generous table service to us here on this cold evening. And thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you on a pitch soon.
This butter's only half fat, but it tastes lovely. Like real butter, and it spreads.
It's because it is real butter, Dad, just with half the fat. Connacht Gold half fat butter. Make it real.